Today is train day, and I'm here at the Pacific Southwest Railway Museum with Audrey, and we're doing some train stuff today. We're going to ride the trains, we're going to see the trains. So come on! Hey, old timer, look at this metal man. The Metalmen. Metalmen? That might be his last name. Herb Metalmen. What's up, Herb? Take a look at these old coaches. We're going to go inside. One's a mail car, and one is a passenger car that you could rent and pay lots of money and have the whole car to yourself. Let's go take a look. This is an old mail car. Ooh. Where they transported the mail. Look at your mail would be like in these slots. Mr. Dunn, Post. Look at that. They've even got mail in here. Sergeant Henry Martinez. His mail is still here. He didn't get his mail. This goes to Tulsa in Tennessee. Look at it. It's all packaged up. Wow. We've got mail bags. Now that's not female bags. Those are male bags. They're gender specific. Oh, and they're full of stuff. I wonder what these are. This one's going to San Diego. We're going to go in between where the cars are coupled together here. We're going to go back here and see what... Back here, private party. Oh, this is like a private party coach. Look at, there's a kitchen. You got a kitchen in here? Like some kind of, I don't know, cooking device? Is that what that is? Look at this. Let's see if I can... It's pretty stiff. All right. Yeah, there's the sink right there. Look at this. Old... What is that? Might be like a cooler, like a refrigerator. I think it is. I think that's the fridge from the old days. Oh yeah, look at this. This is fancy schmancy. Private, staff only. Exhaust fans. Oh, this is just another part of the kitchen. All right. Right here would be the food. Order up! What's in here? Yeah, that's a refrigerator too, like a cooler. Keep things cold. Anything you want to keep cool. Lighting controls. Lighting controls. Oh, there's fuses. Look at that. Switches. I'm going to play with them. Look at that. You can flip the switch and stuff. This one. There you can walk through. Push. This is the fancy dining room, the fancy dining car. Look at that. This is the first class accommodations.
And so it was operated by Pullman. So you would contact Pullman Company and say, I want a private car. It was like $200 a day back in the 1930s. Well, in today's language, you're talking $2,500 a day,
right.
Kind of thing.
It's very fancy.
Yeah, it came with 3 stewards and food. Has a full kitchen, air conditioning, heating. 3 bedrooms. The original had 3 bedrooms.
Oh, so you rented the whole car?
Yeah.
I missed
You
that
rented
part,
the whole car. Yeah, it was a private car. You rented the whole car. And then one of the advantages of going by, well, Pullman had a whole business model that they owned all of their equipment, and they provided all of the people who worked. The next car down is the RPO car.
Look at these accommodations. Look at these accommodations. This is the bedroom. This is where you might put your clothes and stuff. There's me. Got it locked. And there's some fancy artwork. Oh, this is another bed that folds down. So this is like a roomette. It's like the roomette on Amtrak. That's right. And it has like a parlor, like an adjoining thing. Look at that. You come in here, you can sit. Room B, Suite B. You have a sink, like cold, hot drain. Oh, it still works. That's fantastic. Here's room C. Is it open? That one's room C is locked tight. Somebody might be in there changing. Hello. It smells like fire. Howdy, Herb. How's How's it going? It's a nice fire. Woo. Take a look right behind me. That is an old Ford fire truck that's been outfitted to run on the rails. It's a fire truck. It's a truck on the train rails, on the train track. In a minute, they're gonna shoot water. Are you gonna hose us down?
And it was tasked with protecting the bridges and the wooden tunnel linings on the railroad from fire. Because back in the steam era days, steam locomotives would throw sparks out of the exhaust. Cast iron brake shoes on wheels could generate sparks, especially when they were allowed to heat up through prolonged use. So this was meant to be a rapid response, so that if a tunnel lining or a trestle were to catch fire in Carrizo Gorge, which is a long desert gorge with no easy access, they could easily get out here on the rail-mounted fire truck and go put it out.
Hold that hole. Yeah.
Way more, yeah. Right, it's a 1931 fire truck. After the Southern Pacific acquired the SD and Arizona Railway in 1932, there was a grave concern of fire, so they made this truck. It's a red 1931 Ford Model AA. It was donated to the California State Railway Museum in 1980, and they've been working on it and fixing it up, and there it is. This is called a section house. The section house housed the men who worked on the railway in certain areas. So there was a section house every 10 to 15 miles along the railway. And they would come out and do maintenance. They lived here, they stayed here. There was 10 to 15 guys and they would come and hang out here. They lived here, they would go work on the track. And guess what they did? They sang a song when they worked on the track, according to this sign. Kind of like the Camptown Ladies. The Camptown Ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. And that kept their timing as they were lifting and moving with pry bars and crowbars like this one here to align the track and fix stuff. This is called a section house. And this is where the guys lived. What were they called? They were called Gandy dancers. They were called Gandy dancers, and they came out and worked on the track. That's amazing. Fantastic. See, you got to get out of the house and go see stuff. How would you ever know that? I never knew that. Here, at the railway.
There we go. Wow. Oh, there's the whistle or the horn.
Yeah.
That one over there is a manifold. That's the main valve for this bunch of valves down here.
Okay.
Which is,
We're controlling steam pressure, basically, with everything, right? And routing it?
well, this is controlling the burner
Okay.
for how big your fire is.
Uh-huh.
If you're just parked, you got a little fire.
Right.
When he starts using steam over there, you gotta, as soon as he use some steam, you gotta put some water in that cools it off, which means you gotta build the fire.
Build a fire. Are you the fireman then, if you're this position?
This is the fireman.
Okay, what's up, fireman? All right, when you come to these old train yards and museums and fun things like this, and you're learning about history, always find these old guys that have been here for eons, and they know all kinds of stuff. Just ask them one question, and you will have the most vast wealth of knowledge put upon you. It'll be fantastic. Always ask a question. Yeah, always ask a question. We just learned all about this locomotive right here, number 2353. It's a gigantic steam engine. And now we're going to head into this exhibit hall where they've got a ton of very cool old trains, cars, and displays and whatnot. And I do need to tell you, the weather today is about 92 degrees here in Campo. The Campo Museum of Rails and Trains. Look at this entrance. This is very cool. You got an old coal car here. It's all rusted up. And we're going in. All right, we're going to go inside this train, this coach. Look at the velvet. There's red velvet seats with wooden. It makes me want to sing about hot chocolate. This car we're in is called RS&S number 3. They're walking around it, and it is a famous Hollywood train from Elvis Presley. Love Me Tender. This is a screen-used car from Love Me Tender, starring Elvis Presley and some other people. Old Western, black and white movie. Screen-used.
Can you hear me, Clint?
All right, little known fact, Elvis Presley, his name in the movie was Clint Reno, and when he would rent a car in real life, when he would rent a car from Hertz, he would use the name Clint Reno so nobody would know who he was. Secret, incognito, Elvis Presley trivia. Danger. Railroad crossing with a skull and crossbones. I've not seen that kind of sign. And here, the reefer car. Now that's not the reefer you're thinking of. It means refrigerated car. This sign was posted in the middle of a giant gorge commemorating the last spike, as it says, completing the San Diego and Arizona Railway. It was driven at this point in 1919. Now, not here, we're in a concrete building, but it was taken, or it might even be a replica. But here we have a picture of the original sign, and it says that the last spike was driven by John D. Spreckels, the owner of the railway. And I always kind of think it's funny that millions or hundreds of, however many, let's say hundreds of guys and men and women, probably men back then, working hard in the desert, busting their butts, driving these things by hand, and then the rich guy comes out and nails in the last one and takes all the credit. What's up with that? Look at this pump car here. Pacific Southwest Railway Museum pump car, hand car. It's actually called a hand car. I want to call it a pump car though. Pump car. There's a gigantic photo of Los Angeles Union Station here. And I have sat in these seats right here waiting for my train to go to Tucson, in fact. Let me ask this guy, excuse me, sir? Sir, what time does the next train leave? That's kind of rude. La Puerta. Here's a display of the lounge car you might see on a train. Let's see what kind of year this might be. 1950s, I have to say, based on the clothing. And here's some china that they would have used. Fancy china. Look at that train. That is a super cool design of the train locomotive with the wings and the streaking like it's going really fast. It's elongated. That's really cool looking. I think that's a cool tattoo idea. Going through a circle. I love that. That is cool. Some more china from the Southern Pacific Railroad. Now when you go on the train and you eat, it's like plastic stuff. What's up with that? Look at this Amtrak mug right here. Amtrak, Southern Lines, Pacific. The Coast Starlight. I've been on that. Audrey and I have both been on the Coast Starlight. They've got Santa Fe stickers. Kansas City Chief. These are all kinds of... Hey, Kansas City Chief. Oh, that's a chief, and it's a Santa Fe Railroad logo. That's interesting. Like the Kansas City Chiefs. I wonder if those things are tied together. Here's something you don't see every day. That's a glass bowl with these little notches in the side. And what you would do is, if you smoked a cigarette, because you could smoke on the train, you could drop your ashes in there. It's kind of a weird thing that you don't see that very much anymore. Ashtrays and matchbooks. A bit of history. At the Railway Museum. Look at this car. Has the rear observation deck where you can sing songs with kids, you know, after hot chocolate. Yeah, look at this car. Built in 1910. This car went through the Carrizo Gorge and over the Goat Canyon Trestle. And you can see all the old wood and stuff that look at all the work and flathead screws they used in building these trains. Those are illegal now, flathead screws. We don't like those. Look at these old windows. 1910. This is really old. Look at this stained glass right there. So classy. Very classy for its day. We're walking down the hallway now in towards the in the quarters. Look at this. It's like a step back in time. Especially with this photo. Look at, there's the turlet, the commode, the john, and a sink. This must have been for short people. Can you imagine just sitting there? Your friend is here on the couch. You got to go to the bathroom. You just go right there. I guess it was a big deal for it to be in your room. And here's a shower. Look at that, a tub and a shower. This must have been fancy for its day. But today, for this day, it's all weathered and worn. But very classic. Very classic. Classy. Oh, look. You could be on the commode right here. Your buddies right here. You could tap on the wall. Tap, 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 tap. That kind of stuff. Be friends. Potty friends. All right, leaving the 1910 coach. We are in between cars. And we're going into this caboose. Here's the caboose. Which would have been the engineer and the locomotive staff quarters was housed in here. They've got a stove for keeping warm. They've got a little area to do some work. Beds are back here for napping, getting your shut-eye. A couple of couches, a couple of seats there. Not sure what that is, like a drinking fountain or something? Coffee maker? I don't know what that is. It's from Ajax Consolidated Company, Chicago, Illinois. Huh. Okay, look at this. I always thought this was neat in the Caboose, and it has to serve some kind of purpose, but I guess you would sit up there as the off-duty conductor or whatever, and you could see out the windows and see where you're going. Maybe it's to communicate to the engineer. I don't know. That part I don't know. On both sides, you could sit up there and look out the windows. You're kind of perched up high on the train. Yeah. All right, exiting the Caboose. Now we are currently in the Coach's Boneyard, the ghost town of train cars. These trains are all just sitting out here. They're just part of the museum. We're going to see a bunch of them pretty quick, but they are just, I think, the ones that they're not working on right now. They're just stock trains. Let's see if we can go inside any of them. Yeah, look, this one's empty. Ooh, this one's completely empty. Hello down there. Is that going? I don't know if you heard Audrey. I said hello down there, and she said, "Hey, can you give us a hand with this?" You know, Star Wars reference. Okay, we just finished in the giant exhibit hall where we looked at the cars and all that kind of stuff, and now we are headed back to the train station. It's a little bit of a walk. We're gonna go back to the train station and we're gonna purchase our tickets for the train ride. We're gonna ride the train I don't know, it's gonna be fantastic, it's gonna be great. And I was just thinking to myself, doggone it, I wish I had some more knowledge. I want some more knowledge. And I stumbled upon this. Want more knowledge? Check out the other side of this sign. What a fantastic advertisement for the other side of this sign, which is the San Diego, Quemac, and Eastern Railway, showing us the route of yesteryear. And there you go. There's some more knowledge. Walking track. We're walking track. Did you always want to do this when you were a kid? And like actually walk on the rail? Can't. It's hard. Can't do it. What a beautiful day. Look at the clouds. Looks fantastic. Beautiful fields. I was just telling Audrey how cool it would be to live out here. It's so pretty. It's so vast. This valley right here. The only thing missing is a river. There's no water up here. It's dry except for the rain. When it rains occasionally. It's a real pretty area. Spam! Yeah. Spam! Peanut butter pickle sandwich. Crushed Cheez-Its. Now I've ridden this train before, and the best spot is right here in the baggage car because there's nobody in here. This is, you get your own car, you get your own, well, there'll be more people later. There's a jug of water sitting right there, and you can look right out these windows right here, these giant holes in the wall where they would bring the baggage into the car, right here, in the baggage car. There's Audrey, we're in the baggage car. Train's pulling out of the station. Train's pulling out of the station. Woo woo! Passing by another train. There's a yellow train and a red train again. There's a flat car. An oil car. Ding, 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 ding. There If you watch my other channel, Hey It's Tim Trails, you'll know that I've done a lot of hiking. And I've hiked along the Pacific Crest Trail in a lot of places down here in Southern California, and we are about to cross over the Pacific Crest Trail. The trail goes over the tracks. There's a great big sign. We're gonna see it. It's gonna be great. Stick around. Here we come, coming back. Train's pulling into the station. There's the cars. Oil car, flat car, box car, red box car, mustard car,
Mayonnaise car.
engine car. Train's pulling into the station. Train's pulling into the station. Howdy, Herb. How was that train ride? I got us a sarsaparilla. Herb looks hot. Herb, you need a sarsaparilla? That's some good sarsaparilla. Hey, thanks for joining us today at the Railroad Museum's Pacific South Coast, Pacific South Coast Railway Museum. We're done. I want to thank you for watching, but I wanted to show you something really quick. Right down the street, the museum is right over there. That's my vehicle. The museum is right down there. We drove up this dirt road about a quarter of a mile or so, and we're here. We're here at the US-Mexico border where this giant fence wall thing is. That is here. This is the border. It's the border wall. There it is. There's the fence. If you ever wanted to see it and you live somewhere else in the country, here it is, right here, exclusively, only right here on Hey It's Tim Travels. Hey It's Tim Travels, that's the channel you're watching right now. But if you want to, remember, I always remind you, I should try to now start reminding you that I also have a channel called Hey It's Tim Trails, where you would see things like the Pacific Crest Trail monument right here. This is the southern terminus of the Pacific Crest Trail. It goes from here, it goes that way, all the way to Canada, 2,600 and, it doesn't say. It's 2,650 miles or something like that. From here to Canada, that way. All right, thanks for watching. Check out, I'm gonna leave you with this view as I say thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. See you in the next one.